The screen is pitch black. The only sound is a rhythmic, wet dragging noise, followed by a sharp, distorted gasp for air. A flashlight flickers to life, its beam struggling through a thick, yellowish fog. We see Atul, 28, his face a map of dried blood and industrial grease. He isn't looking at the camera, he's looking at his own hands, which are shaking uncontrollably. They told the world it was a tragedy, he whispers, his voice cracking. A gas leak. A malfunction. They gave the families sealed coffins and a government check to buy our silence. But Ravipuram isn't a graveyard. A graveyard is where things stay dead. Ravipuram is a cage, and the lock just broke. 5 years ago, the sky over the industrial coast of India didn't turn black, it turned a bruised, sickly purple. Archana, a brilliant 22-year-old chemist, was redlining her car through the deserted outskirts of the city. Her breathing is panicked, a stark contrast to the eerie silence of the highway. Her phone blows in the dark cabin. She dials. Her brother, Atul, picks up, his voice groggy with sleep. Archana? It's 3 a.m. Is everything okay? Archana's eyes are fixed on the rearview mirror, watching shadows that seem to move faster than the car. Bia, listen to me carefully, she says, her voice a frantic hum. Pharmastech, it's not a medicine plant. It's a harvesting floor. They aren't curing diseases, they're feeding them. If I don't make it, a massive explosion rocks the horizon behind her. A green shockwave shatters her windshield. Before she can finish, a shape, vaguely human but moving with the twitchy, predatory speed of an insect, slams into the hood of her car. The phone cuts to static. In the present day, the memory of that static is all Atul has left. He sits in his darkened apartment in Delhi, surrounded by red-stringed maps and grainy satellite footage. His girlfriend, Tanya, and his best friend, Gaurav, stand in the doorway, watching him descend into obsession. Tanya breaks the silence. Atul, the video was taken down. 10 minutes after that whistleblower posted the Ravipuram protocol footage, the entire channel was scrubbed from the internet. They're erasing the evidence in real time. Gaurav steps forward, holding a tablet. The guy in the video said the gas leak was a cover-up for a botched bioweapon test. He called them the Hollows, living bodies with chemical-fueled nervous systems. No heartbeat, just hunger. Atul looks up, his eyes hollow. My sister isn't a statistic. I'm going in. With or without you. The trek into the restricted zone is a descent into a post-apocalyptic nightmare. The three of them bypass the military checkpoints by trekking through the dense, suffocating jungle that has begun to reclaim the city. When they finally break through the tree line, Ravipuram reveals itself. It is a ghost town frozen in a moment of sheer terror. Half-eaten meals sit on porch tables, now covered in a layer of toxic gray dust. Clothes still hang on lines, rotted into rags. It's like the heartbeat of the city just stopped mid-thump, Tanya whispers, her hand trembling as she touches a rusted bicycle abandoned in the middle of the street. The turning point comes when they seek shelter in a row of abandoned worker housing. A rancid, sweet smell, like rotting fruit and bleach, fills the air. Gaurav points to a kitchen table where a bowl of rice sits, miraculously preserved but turned a neon, glowing green. Don't touch it, Atul warns, but it's too late. The floorboards above them groan. A drop of thick, black bile falls from the ceiling, landing on Tanya's shoulder. It hisses against her jacket like acid. They look up. Clinging to the rafters is a creature that used to be a man. Its skin is translucent, showing glowing chemical veins. Its eyes are gone, replaced by pulsing fungal growths. Before they can scream, the stalker drops. It moves with sickening fluidity. It doesn't roar, it emits a high-frequency chittering that vibrates in their teeth. Atul swings a crowbar, but the creature is preternaturally fast. It pins Tanya against the wall. In the struggle, its jagged, chemical-stained teeth sink into her shoulder. Atul and Gaurav manage to beat the creature back, slamming it through a window into the darkness, but the damage is done. Tanya's scream dies in her throat. Her eyes don't roll back, they turn a solid, oily black. Atul! She gasps, but her voice is already changing, layering into a discordant harmony. It feels like light. Within seconds, the girl Atul loved is gone, replaced by a twitching, predatory vessel of the virus. She lunges at Gaurav, forcing Atul to make a choice that will haunt him forever. He tackles Gaurav out the door, locking Tanya, the thing that was Tanya, inside. "We have to get to the factory," Gaurav shouts over the rising chorus of chittering coming from every alleyway. If the whistleblower was right, the kill switch is in the basement. They sprint through the fog, the city coming alive with shadows. The Pharmastech factory looms over them like a jagged black tooth. Inside, the walls are coated in a pulsing, organic sludge. In the center of the main laboratory stands a figure that makes Atul's heart stop. It's Archana. She is standing perfectly still, bathed in the glow of a massive chemical vat. Her lab coat is fused to her skin. Half her face is as beautiful as the day she left, the other half is a nightmare of exposed muscle and glowing green tubes. "You came," she says, her voice echoing in Atul's mind rather than his ears. She explains the horrific reality. The factory owner, a man named Raghav, didn't die in the blast. He became the Alpha. He's folded himself into the factory's plumbing, turning the entire facility into a living organism. "We are the new world, Bia," Archana says, a single tear of black bile trailing down her cheek. "The government didn't seal this place to protect the world from us. They sealed it to protect us until we were ready to be harvested as soldiers." The climax erupts as Raghav emerges from the shadows, a gargantuan mass of fused limbs and industrial pipes, the true architect of the nightmare. He speaks through the mouths of a dozen hollows surrounding them. Why fight the inevitable? Join the collective. No more pain. No more loss. Only the flow. He grabs Gaurav, lifting him like a ragdoll. Atul realizes the only way out isn't escape, it's total annihilation. He sees the neurotoxin canister, the protocol, bolted to the main pressure valve. Archana looks at Atul, the human side of her face pleading. "Do it, Atul. Break the hive. Set us free." Raghav lunges, his massive claw inches from Atul's throat. With a roar of pure, focused grief, Atul swings his crowbar with everything he has left, shattering the glass casing of the canister. A blinding white vapor explodes outward. The effect is instantaneous. Raghav shrieks as his chemical bond dissolves, his body melting into a puddle of inert sludge. The hollows across the city drop like puppets with their strings cut. Archana smiles at Atul, her eyes finally clearing as she dissolves into ash, a final thank you whispered into the wind. Atul stumbles out of the factory as the sun begins to rise over the decimated city. The fog is lifting, but the silence is different now. It's the silence of the truly dead. He reaches the perimeter fence, where a black SUV is waiting. A man in a suit, untouched by the grime of the world, steps out. "Did you find what you were looking for, Mr. Atul?" the agent asks, his eyes cold and calculating. Atul looks at the man, then at the scratch on his own wrist. It isn't glowing yet, but the veins are starting to darken. He realizes then that Farmastech didn't lose. He is the carrier now. The experiment has just moved to a new phase. "I found nothing," Atul says, his voice devoid of emotion. "Just a lot of empty buildings." He gets into the car, the camera lingering on his reflection in the window. The lesson is clear: progress is a hungry god, and it doesn't care who it consumes to reach the next stage of evolution. As the car speeds away toward the unsuspecting lights of Delhi, the screen fades to black, leaving only the sound of a faint, rhythmic chittering beneath the hum of the engine.